Welcome back, my computer duders. This is one I've been wanting to play for a long time. You can probably already see why I held off on it, because it displays funky on the monitor. It doesn't give you a clean 16:9 image. It gives you an image of the two views, like each of your eyes see, and scaling that so that it looks good for YouTube is no easy feat. Let's see, graphics. There we go. The good news is it runs well even at 130% resolution and looks a fuckload better than it did a minute ago. This is a gorgeous game. That's really its main selling point. That's not that it's a bad game. It's a good game. It's very much a walking simulator, but with photogrammetry, which means they went around taking pictures and then they use special software to turn those pictures into texture maps for the meshes that they also captured from the same data. Microsoft was jerking their own dick about how amazing that was. There's fucking Ewoks! I've been in this game for 10 seconds and Ewoks are already trying to... Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, it looks great in the headset. It looks fucking beautiful. But there's not a lot to the game. You go around investigating shit. There's some parts that are game-like, so it's probably unfair to call it a walking simulator. A lot of games get labeled walking simulator when there's too much to them. There's to really call them that. It's just become a buzzword. People call it a walking simulator if it's not very clearly a straight-up game with clearly defined mechanics. Okay, this is either Ewoks or Vietnamese. Could be Vietnamese Ewoks. The Star Wars canon never explained if they have different ethnicities or nationalities. It could be like Luke was helping the most evil Ewok regime on that planet and they would never have known because all the Ewoks could say was Jub Jub. Which for all they knew meant tug on my hairy little penis. I mean, I know that's what it means when I say it. This is a gamepad only title. You like that? Nobody else does either. You can't even use touch as a controller to walk around. You have to use the Xbox pad. Now this is already a remaster, a re-release. Because there was a version before this, and then there was a VR patch as a DLC, and then there was a third version with even better integrated VR. So this has come out in a couple different versions. I don't think they're going to release a third one just to add in touch controls. I would appreciate being able to see my hands and to use the thumbsticks to walk around. That's probably not worth a new version, but holy hell does it look good. Look at the sunlight coming through the trees. My dick's so hard right now, it could cut diamonds, and in fact that's what I'm doing with it. I'm inside of a bank vault right now, cutting through glass to get at a priceless gem with my penis. It's my sidekick in life. Kill the president! Ha ha ha! Oh, penis, what am I gonna do with you? You're always getting me into trouble. For real though, kill the president! Use me to do it! Fuck him to death! That's my penis for you, always joking. Look at how fucking good this looks, holy shit. You're gonna hear that from me a lot during the course of this game, just to warn you. Because it's a great looking game. This is the sort of game where after a while you become self-conscious about the fact that if you're like me, you live in an area of the country with resplendent natural beauty that looks exactly like this. But instead of going out there and exploring it, you're indoors exploring a polygonal virtual version of it. On your ass, not living your life. But you know what? This is better. This is better. I don't have to deal with wildlife.
Valley seemed like a quiet, ordinary place. I've learned two things in my life. No place is truly quiet.
How have you only learned two things in your life?
Ethan warned me about that. Warned me not to be fooled by what I saw here. He didn't need to worry. dozens of cases, hundreds. This would be my last one.
I've reported on
Already
wars.
I knew that.
This is like a slightly poor man's version of a story I would write. It's got some good mystery. It's got a reporter going in to investigate weird shit in a remote mountain town. It's resplendent and gorgeous as hell. This is Unreal Engine 4, and I think there's only 2 games that push Unreal Engine 4 this far. This is one of them, and the other is Abduction. Abduction does shit with Unreal Engine 4 I never thought possible. And the frame rate suffers for it. You really have to turn down the super sampling on Abduction, unless you have a 1080 Ti, basically. But it looks so fucking good. In fact, that's why by default they use teleportation in order to hide the frame rate issues. Because if you can't smoothly move around, and you only look around, then asynchronous time warp hides most of that of the game's performance shortcomings. This is, I can't say enough good things about it, because even if you aren't into the simple gameplay, which is basically like a point and click adventure, just being able to explore this place. Look at me, Daddy, I'm an engineer. Choo choo. Get the fuck out of there. I didn't bring you here so you could climb around like a monkey. This is why your mother left us. I'm sorry, Daddy. Hypothetically. Hold on, apparently it can tell that I'm sitting down. That's why I'm so close to the ground. Controls. No, okay, I really apparently have to stand up for this. Okay, I have to stand up for this game. That is 10 points off already. Ugh. But it is more immersive standing up, even when you're holding the controller. You feel like kind of a goof, because you're standing up, so it gives you the feeling of presence. But then you have a controller in your hands, and you're constantly aware that's how you're moving around. That's why this game needs touch. What it does not need is that shitty form of locomotion that has been in a couple games now, where you pump your arms in order to run with touch, like L.A. Noire. I hope to God that doesn't catch on, because honestly, I've never felt dumber moving in a game. Thumbsticks are fine. Until we have the real holodeck, thumbsticks are fine, okay? Quit trying to fucking skip ahead. These are his clever thoughts, his observations, which only a trained reporter would come up with. Look at the fucking street with all the, no 2 inches of it are the same. Look at that. Look at the trees look good. This is the best natural terrain and foliage I've ever seen in a game. I never would have guessed the games could even look this good. Well, someone came through here having their period, and they dropped this severed leg on the way. Thank God they have star reporter Paul Prospero on the case. No, I think the blood's coming from his legs. Okay, I don't have my superpowers yet. You know, I'm good. I've touched enough dead bodies for a lifetime. Which is zero, just no matter what you've heard. I'm not fucking Logan Paul here, making YouTube videos about dead bodies for $1. At least not real ones. Everything looks so good and real in the headset, I could shit myself. I might. The night is still young. This is a game. This is honestly, I feel dirty saying it. This is a game I would recommend you buy just to be able to explore the environment and look at it. Because honestly, it is such a joy just to have a large, detailed world like this. It's like Skyrim, but you don't have to fight anything. This is like what we should all be outside doing right now, but none of us are. Let's be real. Let's be real. Physical exertion sucks. It was actually part of why I got Laura VR before she died. Because she couldn't leave her apartment because of her interstitial cystitis. And I thought with VR she'd be able to go and see beautiful places. And it did make her happy for a while. She was blown away. She was like, now I can see the world. Now I can do all these things. But I think she was always aware that it's just a video game. And it wasn't quite good enough, I guess. I mean, that's not why. It was her illness. But it really makes me doubt whether VR can be used to mitigate the depression of people with medical conditions, because as wonderful and beautiful as it is, you're always aware it's fake. And that depresses you somewhat, because it's just a constant reminder of why you're in VR in the first place. I didn't mean to be such a downer. It's just, since that was the last thing that I got for her, and I wanted to do VR stuff with her, every time I'm in VR, I think about her. Anyway, fucking grass coming up through the cracks like that. Holy sh! Is there any game that looks this good? I don't think even Crisis looks this good. I can run too. I don't think I can run forever. This is starting to look like Island 359. There's some fucking dinosaurs are gonna pop out. I'm not ready. I have no weapons. Except for the art of seduction. The only weapon you need. The only downside to that is the resulting human-dinosaur hybrid babbies. And then they call you for child support, all like, scream! Scream! And you're like, Sheila, the state of Oregon does not recognize marriage between a man and a raptor, nor does it recognize the hybrid offspring which resulted from our sex as a person in need of legal... Look at that, just lying on the ground like it's nothing. And it's fucking got all those individual branches. I'm sorry, I can't stop doing that. After all these years, I'm still fucking... And this is a couple years old. This is like a 2013 game. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. This is an obsolete game, in theory. And there's just all sorts of cool shit to find. No part of it is procedural. Every part of this is handmade. And it shows. It's so lovingly crafted. It's fucking handcrafted as shit. As fucking bespoke and free range and organic and fair trade. All those, you bet your ass. You bet my ass. Heck, for a limited time I'll throw both of those in there. Just to sweeten the pot. Simba. Everything the light touches is yours. But Papa, shouldn't we have a democracy instead of a totalitarian regime? Simba! Shut the fuck up, you little shit! You've got a good thing going here. Don't ruin it with talk of democracy. Every fantasy government is a monarchy, it seems like. Nobody wants to fantasize about a working democracy. Look at this. Look at how lush that is. You know what those are? Those are Mother Nature's pubes. That's what you're rolling around in. It just makes it better for me. Fucking sniff that shit. Oh, that's dank. It ain't dank if it ain't got the stank. is what I always say starting today. Starting like right then. What else do you want out of a VR game though? Because I've talked about this a lot, but what I envisioned VR being in the 90s, what they promised us it would be, was not a video game, but a world. VR was a world you could step into and inhabit and explore. And that's what this delivers on. Even if you didn't do any of the missions in the game, you still have a massive game world just to explore and peek under things and look around corners and what's over that hill? What's over that hill? More fucking sticks probably, but holy shit, sticks. Look at how good they look. You feel me? Are you feeling me right now? How are you doing that? Are you a ghost sexual predator? Teach me your ways. For research purposes, of course, only so that I can fight your kind. But seriously, you get what I'm saying. This is worth the money, even if there was nothing else to do except what you're looking at right now. Am I wrong? I don't feel like I can be. That's never happened before. I guess it's the first time for everything. Like, okay, they copy-pasted the ferns, but still, like, the terrain, everything is fucking bespoke and photo texture mapped. And if it runs this well with the GTX 980, like, other developers have no excuse for how shit their games run on, because they're assuming you're going to run out and buy a 1080 Ti. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. I want more like this. Any devs watching, give me fucking game worlds. Give me worlds with lots of cool hidden shit to find, and then that can be your game. It's okay. If that's your whole game, that's fine, as long as it looks this good, and as long as there's cool shit to find, and it's massive. Like, look at that shit over there. What's that shit? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We're gonna be the first to find out. And there's shit over there that I could go and look at, but I'm choosing not to, because I'm exploring this way instead. That's fucking game design. Sham bam bamina. I guess, I mean, astronauts would be people who could get a lot of good out of VR without it depressing them. Because they're already somewhere amazing. They're in space, but they don't have any options for getting out and stretching their legs except on a spacewalk. So giving them VR, which gives them the sensation of actually going out and exploring a place like this, would probably be of big benefit to them. Although I would expect that they would want something higher resolution and wider field of view, so it actually tricks their senses better. And of course, you'd either have to build sensor cameras into the spacecraft, because there's no fucking room for these cameras and wires and shit, or they'd have to have inside-out tracking. And I don't think they could have inside-out tracking, because if you're in a spaceship traveling a bajillion miles an hour around the Earth or whatever, I imagine that's got to fuck with tracking somehow. But the technology exists now. It's fine. There's already a Pimax. Their newest headset is going to be 8K per eye, supposedly. They're fudging the numbers a little bit. And 210 degrees field of vision. And if you have that and you have inside-out tracking, you're good. You're good. What more do you need? That we just don't have computer hardware that can push that many pixels at 90 frames per second. But you know who does? NASA. So I think
have been through here for a long time.
when we finally send astronauts to Mars,
Large pieces of this country were thrown away, doomed to become, and then remain, the worst versions of themselves. Beneath all that rot, dark things grow.
yeah, when we finally send astronauts to Mars, probably they will have a couple of VR headsets on board, at least one. Because there's not a lot of downtime in space. It's like on a nuclear submarine. It costs $1 bajillion a minute to even put you there. So the people back home are going to want you to be spending your time doing shit that justifies that expense. Like double checking that everything's in good working order and doing basic maintenance, even if it doesn't need to be done. But there's going to be downtime just for the sake of their psychological well-being. And VR would not be a bad way to spend it. Our performance is kind of starting to take a shit here because of all the stuff I can see at once. That's better. There's limits. My rig has limits. It's mostly bottlenecked by RAM right now. I only have 8 gigs of RAM. It's DDR4. It's the fastest you can buy, but fastest version of DDR4, but it's only 8 gigs of it. Which I was told I only really need 16 gigs for VR chat, which is why I haven't fucked around with VR chat very much, or at all. That's what everyone else is doing anyway. I don't want to jump on board and just do what everyone else is doing. I'm going to wait for the Knuckles meme to blow over, and then I'm going to join VR chat, and I'm going to be the first one to find whatever the new meme is. The hot new meme. It really just everything looks perfect. I could cry if I had any emotions other than hunger, anger, and hangry. When you're hungry and angry at once. Usually you're angry because of how hungry you are, and then it sort of fuses into its own thing. It takes on a life of its own. Yeah, as a heterosexual male, I only have those 3 emotions, and the only colors I understand are the 16 which come with MS Paint. Even Sega Genesis had too many colors for me. Give me the old NES with its 4 colors per sprite. That's all you need. That's all you need right there, 4 colors. I would turn down the resolution, but this is a game where you really want to see as much detail as possible, and it's running almost perfect. There's only slight hiccups when you can see a whole lot at once. Okay, I'm missing something. I mean, one of my testicles, of course. I'm down to 4 now. I suspect testicular goblins visit in the night. Like those dinosaurs which used to pluck eggs out of the nests of other dinosaurs and eat them. They're part of nature too. Ball goblins gotta eat. They gotta eat balls, specifically. That's why they're called ball goblins. Watch BBC Planet Earth. They're on like disc 3 or 4, I think. Is this really in the US? This is I would have a hard time believing that. This looks more like something that would be in Germany. Look at this shit. Fucking look at that. And this is gonna look like dog shit to me in like 5 years. Maybe 10, I don't know.
I've seen every version of people hurting each other, hurting themselves, and we blame it on compulsion.
I've seen the director's cut in
selfishness,
HD.
madness. I suppose the idea is, if you name a thing, you can control it. There are things in this world that cannot
This is where
be
you would
named.
fucking take a selfie and post it to your insufferable hipster millennial Facebook. I guess technically I'm a millennial. I'm like right at the outside edge. Like the last couple people born that could be grouped into that set of... I'm not, am I? I think I'm generation either X or Y. Oh, thank God. Validity of my life restored. Look at this. This is like when you first come out of the cave in Breath of the Wild and you can see everything. And it's like I can actually go to any of those places and there will actually be shit there to do. That's what this game is like. Except it's a photorealistic real world version instead of a fantasy world. Look at all that shit down there. Look at all that. That's not a skybox. I will actually have to go down there later in the game. There's a puzzle down there. Tell me that's not the dopest shit you ever saw. You can't. You can't. You would have to lie. Oh, this looks so Even in the low resolution of the headset, it just looks so fucking good. And I can't even imagine how good it's going to look on next-gen headsets. I can't imagine, because then I would have to imagine buying a new video card, and that physically hurts me. I did terrible things to afford this video card. Terrible things. I installed Bonzi Buddy on somebody's modern computer. I watched the Emoji Movie for that video card. That's the kind of shit that you can't wash off. Not even with Billy Mays bath bombs or whatever the fuck. Okay, this is the first major puzzle. I remember everything from this game. Because it really is a stellar game. And especially in VR, there's not really much else like it. I'm not going to read that. It's a waste of time. The gist is this is a magic house. A wizard lived here. So it's got a spell cast on it that makes it so you have to go through the rooms in precisely the right order. And if you don't, then it starts you back where you were when you came in. And you can, the thing is, you can swap which room this is, and you try to guess which is correct. Okay, that was apparently correct. Because look, it makes the portal go away and it becomes a real room. But you have to correctly guess which room goes where. Ow, fuck, okay. I think I gotta go back and start over. Yeah, that was not scheduled. Do I get guesses? I don't think I get many. That's not right either. Red flash means I'm not right. If I fuck up enough, it'll send me back to the start. I've done this before, so... no. Wait, yeah, it's forcing me to go back to the start. After you do that, every portal is just a portal back to the starting room. Okay, hold on. I have to read this again. Bitch, I can't read. Fuck off with that. Okay, let's see. Which one was this? It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It cannot have been that one. It was this one. It was the one with all the rubble in the door. And this must go around a corner or something. Yeah, because the house, the outside of the house ends there. Even this is spoopy. Just exploring a ruined house in VR. There's so many good environments in this game. You know what I want to see is a demake of this into a pixel-based LucasArts point and click, like King's Adventure, whatever that was. I think that's right. I think this. No, that's not right. Well, then what room was that? Is it this one? It's not. I'm fucked. I fucked up twice. Okay. This one goes... No, I have to go through here to start. This one's the rubble room. This one over here is... this room. I remember this. If you get a sense of how large the house is on the outside, it really helps. This is the one where it goes around a corner. I think like this. Because that's how big the house is. And you also have to... If it has windows, then necessarily it's on the outer wall. The portals are kind of taxing the hardware somewhat. I think this is right. No, it's not. Here we go. This is right. No, it's not. Well, fuck me. I have to start over. And there's some fucking magical moon rooms. So you know shit has already gotten real before you even showed up. How real? Well, that's what we're here to find out. That's that one. This one is the corner room. Gonna go up the stairs. That's not right. Is this right? This looks like it should be right. Because there's windows where they should be. Okay. That's not right. Is this right? No. That can't be right. Can it? This looks right. That's not right. That's not right either. Okay, start over. I had such a hard time figuring out what was even happening when I first did this puzzle. It was so confusing. I was not thinking with portals, you might say, but you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You have better taste than that. I should give you credit. This has got to be the right one. Now, this one was not what I thought it was. It's not the big... It's a small corner room. It's not the big corner room. That can't be right. This has to be right. Okay. I'm running out of rooms that any of these can be now. Ow, fuck. What was that then? Oh, okay. God damn it. I hope I don't have to start over. I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do, in fact. It hasn't rearranged shit yet. So I think I get one more. It gives you like 2 health points, basically. It was the room with the stairs, wasn't it? That's not right either. God damn it. Okay. You need to stop making hasty guesses. Even though making hasty guesses is like 9/10 of my personality. No, that's not right. I may as well fuck up again on purpose. Slow down. Slow down and think. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one is the table room. This one up here does not go to the large... Wait a minute. Is it? It can't be right. Is this it? No, it's the third one. That can't be it. There we go. Fuck, okay. This is getting annoying really quickly. I might edit some of this out. Table room, table room. This one's the other table room. 2 different kinds of tables. You can't beat our table variety. So it's a small corner. This one. This one. This one's the big corner. No, it's not! Okay, when I'm in here, this one goes to this. I have to remember. I have to remember correctly. At least I'm in the top of the house now, so this one has to go to here. Here we go. I've almost got all the fucking rooms unfucked. They're still somewhat fucked. They're like a little bit fuckled. I'm gonna unfuckulate them, and they shall never thenceforth be refuckulated after that point. I don't allow it. This has got to be the only one I haven't done yet. Can this be right? Yes! I found it. After you solve the puzzle, it takes you to the secret magical room that doesn't really exist. It's like the inside of the TARDIS. This is the wizard's secret hidden keep, which all wizards have. If you were in the know, you would have already known that. I can't even see that text. That's so fucked up. I'll try to read the page. I don't really care that much.
Why are you standing there? You spying?
No.
No. Huh? What the hell's wrong?
I don't know if you can hear this.
Exactly.
It's exposition,
You
but
need to stop
they didn't want to animate it.
Stories around. They're freaking everyone out.
So there's this kid that wrote these stories, and they started to come true, and some shit happened where it all went wrong, and the kid wrote a letter to Paul Prospero, which is who the main character is, who's an investigator, a reporter or something, and said, you know, or no, I think Paul Prospero was an author the kid looked up to. I forget what your reason is. Anyways, this is what the wizard's keep actually looks like when the magic goes away. Okay, moonshine operation. Well, that's basically the same thing. Booze is a kind of potion. And drunks have beards. They have big bushy beards, just like wizards. So really, it's almost the same thing. I'd argue it's more than the same thing. Anyways, this is a good stopping point. I'm over time a little bit, I think, already. But it just gets better from here. This is actually a really dope game. And if you want a game that lets you explore a vast, beautiful, interesting world with stuff to find, to where the main quest is almost just a bonus, this is the game for you. This is a game for you, bro. Get it. Go get it. What are you doing? Go get it. Do what I told you. Click like and subscribe. And wait for the next episode with bated breath. On the edge of your seat. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Figure out a way to piss and shit on the edge of your seat.